We're going to talk next with Mitch Drew. Mitch is with a Canadian email marketing company that has turned its Las Vegas office into a national web-based voting booth for millions of frustrated Americans who would like a second chance, perhaps, at choosing a president.
The company is called emailthatpays.com, and the website that Sterling is referring to is called RevoteOnline.com. Mitch, thanks a lot for joining us. First off,
Bob and Sterling, nice to be on the big show tonight. I hope you're having a good time. Are you up in Orca Bay, or you're?
No. Actually, we're in the mobile unit here, the Crystal Palace, which fortunately is heated.
Great.
So, Mitch, tell us about RevoteOnline.com. My understanding is that it's not up and running just yet. It's being built as we speak.
Well, one of the things about the internet, believe it or not, you can register a name right away, and you can set up a web page right away. But it takes about 72 hours for Internet, which is the sort of the worldwide system of telling all the servers around the world where your web page is located. And they can't do that for about 72 hours. So what we did a couple of days ago, Dan Hunter, our CEO, and myself were watching the confusion and what was going on and with the election down south. And we decided, as we saw people on CNN saying revote, 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 we thought, well, we're in the email marketing business. We have servers. We're in that business of collecting information. Why don't we just set up an Revote Online page and start the revote process right away? And we got the name RevoteOnline.com, set up the page, and as of about 4 o'clock this morning, started sending out ballots to a target list of 2 million Americans, and inviting them back to the web page and to just voice their opinion.
So what kind of response have you had? That's a sizable target audience.
Well, we're moving it out in blocks of 10,000, and we're not quite getting the bulk response because a lot of those email names, people look at them at work and things like that. So they're coming in all the time, and our sample base is under 1,000. We're expecting it to be close to 5,000. And when you put that in perspective, a lot of the polls that they're referring to on CNN right now are in the 1,500 to 2,000 range. So we're hoping to get a pretty sizable sample in the next couple of days. To give you an idea of what we're tracking, number one, the whole concept of people voting online, we weren't sure whether people would actually do that. But what we're finding is that of the people who actually view the ballot, open up the email and see the ballot that we send to them, about 20% of those people will actually go to the next step and go to the website. Of that group, for every person that goes there, about 50% will actually vote. We're asking them to register who their candidate is. We're asking them for their state, their zip code, and a couple of other questions, kind of rotating surveying questions. And right now, the results are 60% Bush, 40% Gore. We have some Nader and Buchanan in there. But what was interesting, and just as I was waiting online here, I called up the results for Florida, and it looks like we're tracking a little ahead in Florida at 75% Bush, 25% Gore.
So the interesting thing about this is that you're going to keep this going for a while, right?
Well, what got this whole thing started is as we were watching the coverage, it sort of came up in conversation that this thing isn't going to end, even when it ends. I mean, they're talking on CNN right now that they'll have the final count for Florida, but no matter what the outcome, there's going to be, 50% of the population is going to be upset. And one of the quotes our CEO Dan Hunter came up with was, this is going to be the grassy knoll all over again. I mean, when you think about, and for people who watch American politics, I mean, you think about the fact that, we believe that there's going to be a lot of interest even after they decide who is the actual president. And you know what? I don't think anybody's going to be happy for the next 4 years. So we plan to launch the site. We're officially launching it on Tuesday morning at Comdex in Las Vegas. We were planning on being there anyways. And we plan on having it as a discussion. We've added an MSN chat room discussion area on the site and a few other things like that. So it's basically going to be a forum and hopefully be a place where Americans can kind of let off some steam a little bit.
Now, you quoted CNN extensively already, Mitch, and I'm looking at a CNN time poll that we pulled off the net before coming down here to GM Place this afternoon, and it says 55% of Americans consider this election election impasse, pretty serious stuff.
You know, I don't even think the impact of this has yet to really hit Americans. I've been phoning a lot of not only business associates, but friends and relatives in the States, and just trying to get a feel of how. I really don't think it's really taken in yet. I think when the actual decision is made, and when the reality of who the next president will be, number one, we don't believe the next president, whoever it is going to actually have any power. It'll be one of those, well, you know, the puck bounced off the skate, and that's why you won the Stanley Cup. I don't think that I basically think you're going to see 4 years of just real unrest, and it's a very, very serious situation. I mean, of all days to be talking about this, I mean, on Remembrance Day, I mean, this is what the country fought for, was democracy and freedom and the right to vote, and that's been jeopardized right now. And if you watch the town meeting that just occurred, again, I moved some TVs into my home office here. My family thinks I'm crazy, but I've got all the networks on. Bobby Batista just finished a town council meeting on CNN, and they're arguing with each other. I mean, it's about the ballot. It's about this. It's about recounting. Do we recount? They're already talking about 5 other states going to recount. No matter how this comes out, and in my opinion, it will be a Bush win. But it won't be a clear win, and I don't think Bush is going to have any power. So we're very, very excited to be taking a technology that our company has been working on for a number of years. And in fact, we use the same technology for clients like the Vancouver Canucks when we send out some of their emails and things like that to track and poll and that type of thing. So we're very excited to be taking a technology that was actually developed here in Vancouver and to apply it to what is probably the largest, most significant story on the planet right now.
Mitch Drew, VP of Sales for emailthapays.com, and the website we're talking about, RevoteOnline.com. Mitch, thanks for your time.
Thanks, gentlemen.
It's 6:22, and we're about ready to pull the plug here. We'll check traffic and sports one more time.